Hey everyone, so this is going to be a comparison of the best Apple phone, the iPhone 7 Plus, going up against the best LG phone, the LG 6. So let's start off by putting them both on. Now guys, I have been very impressed so far with the G6, definitely better than I expected. Now believe it or not, the screen size is actually larger on the G6 than the 7 Plus. It is a different aspect ratio, it's 18:9, but still it's 5.7 inches versus 5.5. LG really doing an incredible job here of trimming the bezels. And you guys can get a better look at that there. Now the screen is up. And as you guys saw, 7 Plus first one to boot up. Alright, so let's head over to app page. Just going to put down the brightness a little bit on G6. And as you guys see, everything's closed out. Alright, so as usual, got a lot planned for the video. Let's start off with some apps. We're going to start off with Temple Run 2. But actually before that, since these are both very nicely designed phones, let's take a look at the exterior of the phones. So again, you can see the bezels on G6, really an incredible job here. Extremely minimal. And look at the sides. So G6 is definitely thicker than iPhone 7 Plus. However, it does feel a lot smaller to hold, just because of the overall size. The bottom, USB-C for G6, Lightning port for iPhone. The other side. And the top, now on G6 you do have a headphone jack, on iPhone you don't. And the back, really beautiful here on both. So the iPhone 7 Plus metal design, similar to Apple's previous phones. On the G6, you have glass on the back, metal on the sides. And also on the iPhone, you do have this camera bump. So if you lay it like that, is a little bit of a bump there. G6 did a great job of minimizing that. And on G6, fingerprint scanner right here. Not a fan of the placement. On 7 Plus, it's right here on the home button. Alright, so let's get started. And you guys see everything's closed out. First up, we got Temple Run 2. Now, games almost always fast loading up on the iPhone. Should be the same thing here. Though LG is still doing a respectable job there. So yeah, higher resolution screen on G6, 564 pixels per inch versus 401 for the 7 Plus. Check out some more apps. CNN. Sorry guys. Forget you have to apply a tiny bit more pressure for iPhones, CNN. This app I can say is slower though on iPhone. Just to have that loading animation. I'll show you guys one more time though. Then move on to iFunny. So yeah, it's pretty typical right there. Alright, next up, iFunny. Alright, so LG there. YouTube. LG here. Next up, we got calculator. Not much of a difference. Clock. eBay. LG there. Asphalt 8, so another game. This one should be iPhone as well. But so far, LG doing really well aside from the game. So yeah, you see 7 Plus up. Just less devices to optimize there for iPhone. And guys, I don't know why this always seems to crash me for iPhone. Just see if I can get in there. And I do update it from the official store. Alright, maybe it'll work now. Just want to make sure weighted for multitasking will be good. Let's do photos. Well, actually, this is Google Photos. I think I still have to log in here on iPhone. I have a feeling it will still be faster, but not logged in yet. Let me do their default photo apps for both. Alright, so here it is for LG. And here it is for iPhone. I think that was LG. It's ESPN. Alright, so iPhone here. And the apps do look different. They're the most updated for each of their OSs, but pretty different for both. Settings. And into the benchmark. And there's a good look at the screen quality. Personally, I do prefer the screen on a G6. Just think it's brighter, vivid overall, as well as higher resolution. You guys can really tell there with the whites. Alright, so with the iPhone, see here a score of 182,000. And I know some people say that Antutu is more optimized for iPhone. Not sure how true that is, but at least here you have an incredible score. This is the highest that you'll get. And then on G6, 156,968. So one highest for Android phone. Alright, let's do Chrome next. And then after that, we're going to do fingerprint scanner, web browsing, and then multitasking. Alright, so you guys saw there, G6. Let's go to Nintendo next. Alright, so again, you guys saw there, G6. Let's go to a couple more. Let's go to Yahoo. I think that well, it looks like they're kind of voting different things here. Not sure if the iPhone is going to load up this video. But otherwise, I think that would have been iPhone. Let's do CNN. G6 there. And then let's do Fox News just to balance that out. So I don't have people complaining in the comments about fake news. Alright, foxnews.com. Alright, so this one was the iPhone. Overall though, I think a little bit faster on G6 for web browsing. But iPhone did win a couple of those. Alright, next up, we'll do camera speed. So both these phones actually do rear-facing dual cameras. See, it's located there for the iPhone. 13 megapixels for the LG, 12 for the iPhone. Front facing of 7 on the 7 Plus, 5 on the LG. And this is going to be speed. Let me just turn off live photos on iPhone. Actually already off. Alright, so we'll have a comparison, an actual comparison right on my channel. But for now, just showing you guys speed. Alright, so G6 a little bit faster at taking pictures. Alright guys, so again, we'll have an actual comparison of the two cameras right on my channel, pictures and video. So subscribe if you want to check that out in the future. Let's do fingerprint scanner and then multitasking. So again, I do prefer the fingerprint scanner on the 7 Plus. I mean, looks like sometimes the iPhone a little bit faster, sometimes the G6 a little bit faster. Maybe for the most part the iPhone a tiny bit faster fingerprint scanner. But it's kind of hard to tell just because you do have that loading animation. I mean, like there, obviously it was a G6, but it seems like sometimes it's iPhone. especially if the screen is already off. Try it a few more times. Yeah, I mean, kind of hard to tell. Sometimes it's iPhone, sometimes it looks like G6. But for the most part, they look pretty similar. Alright, but you guys let me know in the comments. Maybe iPhone a little bit. But I will say overall, I do prefer the finger scan on the iPhone simply because of the location. I think it's much better on the home button on the back. Alright, let's do multitasking. So something you have to watch out for iPhone multitasking. At first, they're going to show a picture. So rather than actually displaying what's actually going on, it's going to show a picture. So you just have to be very careful watching with that. Let's go to the toughest one first. Let's go back to the beginning, Temple Run 2. Alright, so very good there on both. Did not restart it. Usually for most phones, that app will be reset from the beginning. See you in the next. And let me just show you guys what I mean for iPhone. So iFunny. See, like, it first shows a picture, so you can't actually interact with it. So it makes it very, very hard to tell. But as you guys can see, both phones doing exceptionally well here. With the exception of this YouTube. That seems to be the only app I've had so far on HTC that doesn't do a good job of multitasking. Although not bad, you're talking a couple seconds to reload it. Let's try another game, Asphalt 8. So yeah, I mean, I'm not sure if that was actually faster on G6, just because the iPhone picture at this show. So yeah, I mean, you guys could see there, originally showed a picture and then went to the actual thing on the iPhone. So I think that may have been faster on G6. Just try two more with the camera, and then I'll give some final thoughts. Camera. Oops, sorry guys, that was the album. Alright, let's do one more. Let's do Chrome. Alright guys, so overall I think pretty close tests. I mean, there are some areas where I think the LG won in, others where the iPhone won in, so it really comes down to preference. You know, I mean, it depends what your main priority is for speed tests. The multitasking was very good on both. Very hard to tell though with the iPhone 7, the way they do it. In terms of the apps and the web browsing, I think there may have been a slight edge with G6. I didn't actually keep a tally, but it kind of seemed like it may have been. And as usual, the iPhone, first one to boot up. So, yeah guys, I mean, I think, again, pretty split test. Really comes down to preference, which is areas the most important to you. But in terms of more specs, so went over screens, the cameras. In terms of storage, 32, 128, or 256 gigabytes for 7 Plus. For G6, 32 or 64. Now G6 does have micro SD card support, iPhone is not. Battery size bigger on G6, 3300 versus 2900 on the 7 Plus. On G6, again, Snapdragon 21, 4 GB of RAM. 7 Plus, A10 chipset, 3 GB of RAM. Both phones are waterproof, great new feature, or water resistant. Again, USB-C on G6, Lightning on 7 Plus. And iPhone does not have a headphone jack, G6 does. So again guys, I mean, really comes down to preference. Now in terms of design, I do prefer the G6. I think they did an incredible job on this. So if you're more of an iPhone fan, you would probably prefer the 7 Plus. I know it seems kind of obvious guys, but these phones very similar in terms of performance, not much of difference. So it really comes down to design. It comes down to the cameras. It comes down to, you know, I mean, even both of them are waterproof. It comes down to maybe you can't live without a headphone jack and want the G6, stuff like that. But in terms of performance, both of these phones are excellent. Again, not much difference between them both. Alright everyone, thanks for watching. Please check out the channel to have a lot more speed test comparisons now and in the future. And as always, thanks for watching.